Good morning. Welcome to the Resilience Gym. We're going to be doing a nice, beautiful session on letting go today. And it's important to understand that all healing is actually letting go, right? So forgiveness is letting go of the hope that things could be different, right? Because when we really attach ourselves to a certain outcome or an expectation, it's the attachment to the outcome or expectation that actually creates the pain and the misery, right? So what we need to do is we need to learn to detach, we need to learn to let go so that we can also create space for the new. So I want you to think, what is the one thing that you need to let go of in order to move forward, in order to create the life that you want, right? What is that one thing? What is that one person, situation, emotion? What's the one thing for you that you need to really let go of in order to reclaim your power, to stand in your place of creation where you can create from the present moment, here and now, rather than creating more of the same or that past thing, which is exactly what happens when you hold on, right? So our subconscious mind plays out patterns and programs, and we are constantly creating and recreating these patterns and programs until we learn to shift the energy of the patterns and the programs, right? Yes, we can do it through the mind, but it's a lot slower. If you really want to create deep transformation, we've got to do it on an energetic level, which is what we're going to do today. So my name is Elle, and thanks for joining me today, and let's get started. So thinking about what is that one thing that you really want to let go of, that you need to let go of in order to move forward, I want you to give that thing for you a symbol, right? So maybe it's a letter, right? If it's a person, maybe it's the person's, the letter of their first name. If it's a situation, just give it a letter or a symbol, whatever that is to you. And I just want you to close your eyes, right? And visualize that symbol, visualize that, whatever that symbol is for you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I want you to visualize there's a cord between you and that symbol, right? So visualize an imaginary cord between you and the symbol. And what we're going to do is we're just going to imagine you've got a big pair of scissors, and we're just going to remove all hooks, cords, ties, obligations, contracts between you and this situation, between you and this symbol. Okay, so let's do that. We're taking a deep breath in and cutting the cord as you exhale. And just watch it float away, dissipate into the distance. Good. Okay. All right, so it's important to understand that we live in a dual reality. Everything carries both a positive and a negative charge. So we're going to cross your arms over. We're going to balance ourselves between our positive and our negative, our yin and our yang, or our head and our heart, if you will. So crossing your arms over, taking a deep breath in. As we balance yin and yang, head and heart, sigh the breath out now. Beautiful. Okay, so as you're sitting there and you feel the softness rise, this is the feminine, your intuition starting to rise. If you need to take another breath in and sigh it out, do that now to feel it. This is actually where your place of power is, not when you're just in your head and you go, 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 because this is also where you create a lot of your problems from, right? No, when we're connected to between our head and our heart, right, we're able to be creative but also logical. We're about, like, emotional and logical, which is really important because it connects us rather than just acting and moving forward and repeating patterns and programs of the past. We actually can be present, right? When we're balancing yin and yang, we're actually able to be present because we're connected to our intuition. Now, our intuition communicates not through thought like our brain does, that communicates left to right. It communicates through feeling, right? And if we're constantly busy being busy, then there's no time to receive the communication from our intuition, which is a far greater source of intelligence than your brain. And the reason is because your brain, it's like a book, right? You read left to right. That's how your brain processes information. It's linear, right? Whereas your intuition is actually picking up on energy all around you. And that's what makes it a far greater source of intelligence, because it's capacity to pick up on more. Okay. So I just want you to sit with safe to relax. Safe to relax. And just allow yourself just to relax. Safe to relax. I'm just going to bring in the belief that you are safe to relax. Take a deep breath in. Hold on as I bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to relax, to be here and to absorb this work today. Beautiful. And just let that sensation of relaxation come over you. Well done. Okay. So sometimes we identify ourselves, like we create an identity based on an experience or a role that we play. So for example, if you were married and you identify your role as a husband or a wife, mother or a father, and that relationship dissipates, what happens to your identity, right? You start to lose yourself because you're so deeply identified with, playing this role. But here's the thing, that's the fact that you can lose it and it can fall apart means it wasn't ever who you were to begin with, right? So it wasn't ever who you were to begin with, because it's so fleeting. It can disappear in a single moment, right? So you're something much more, what's the word I'm looking for? Infinite, I guess. It's something that you are a knowing. You are, rather than being the role that is attached to the thought, right? I am a mother, a father, a wife, a husband, whatever it is, right? A nurse, a doctor, police person, right? Rather than being the thought that is attached to that identity, which can change. You can change that thought. You can change that role, right? You're not that identity. You are the observer of that thought. You're the witnesser of that thought. So if you can observe yourself having the thought of, I played that role, then that means you're not that role, right? Because you can't watch yourself. Like, you can't watch something that isn't you. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. So what we need to do is we need to learn to disidentify with the thing that we're letting go of, right? Because we cling to this identity as a believing that's who we are, right? But you're not. You're so much more than that, right? So let's sit with the fear of letting go, right? Because the reason this is so hard, it's so hard to let go, is because it's letting go of the perceived identity. Letting go. Fear of letting go. Okay, so I want you to grab 2 fingers. This is your fit, fight, flight pressure point. So not on your temple, but above, on the brow bone, either side. So just start to rub. Okay. The fear of letting go. The fear of letting go of this identity that you attach to this one thing that you know you need to let go of. Perhaps it's pain. Perhaps you identify with the pain. I know I had a car accident and my identity was, my story was, being in pain all the time for a long time. Okay, so fear of letting go. And I just want you to repeat after me. I allow this fear. I now choose to let it go. I release the fear of letting go of the old identity, of the person I thought I was. And I now choose to trust that I am so much more than my mind can comprehend. Good, and take a nice deep breath in. And let it go. Good, rubbing, 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 and release. Okay, well done. So now what we want to do is we want to bring in the belief that you are safe to let go. So take a deep breath in. Hold on. As I bring in the belief that you are safe to let go, you are ready to let go. Hold. Good. Well done. Okay. Sit with safe to create space, right? Because what we want to do is we want to create some space so that you've got leverage, you've got energy and space to actually create from, power to create from, rather than creating from the past. We want to just create some space. So permission to create space. And I want you to actually do this in the body. So I want you to start to breathe wherever you feel some tightness, some tension, some density in the body. Sit with permission to create space and breathe through it. For me, I've got a little bit in my throat. This is the center for change as well. So permission to create space. Permission to create space. Using the breath to physically create space in the body. Where do you hold your tightness and your tension in your body? Is it in your heart? Is it in your back, your shoulders, your neck? Permission to create space. Consciously giving yourself permission to create space. Good. I'm going to bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to create space now. Deep breath in. Hold on, as I bring in the belief you're safe and ready to create space mentally, emotionally, and physically. Good, and breathe. Ooh, well done, and feeling that lift. Beautiful. Okay. Sit with safe to release the past. Now we hold a lot of the emotions. Do we need to do this in the base, in the sacral? We hold a lot of the emotions in the sacral chakra. So this is just below your belly button. So I want you to actually breathe here. Safe to release the past. So if you hold a little bit of weight there, that's more often than not, it's actually emotional weight. And if you get a sore lower back, it's often a build-up of emotions that's just a bit blocked up. Safe to release the past. I just want you to allow yourself. Remember when you're thinking about the past, you're doing so from here and now, right? And when you're thinking about the future, you're also doing so from here and now, because that's all there actually is, right? That's all there is here and now. So the only way that we experience suffering is by being in our head. If we're outside of our head, if we're in our body just living in the moment, enjoying, right? Moving, dancing, breathing, and present, then the suffering ends, right? The suffering actually ends. It's only when you're identified with your thoughts that suffering perpetuates and persists, right? So I want you to just consciously decide that you are safe and ready to release the past. No matter what's happened to you, you can always begin again, because remember, here and now is all that exists. So think about that sacral, right? Think about letting go and just sit with safe to release the past. Permission. I give myself permission. I now give myself permission to release the past, to release anything that I'm holding on to that blocks me from my highest potential. Good. And breathe. And I'm going to actually clear the belief that you're not safe to release the past. Deep breath in. As I clear the belief that you're not safe and ready to release the past, holding that sacral breath and let it all go. Good. And I'm going to bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to release the past. Deep breath in. As I bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to release the past. Good, breathe. Well done. Okay, now a lot of letting go, releasing requires some forgiveness. And forgiveness is an interesting thing, because in order for us to understand that we are actually, life's responding to us, it's not happening to us, it's actually responding to us, it's responding to our patterns, our programs, our energetic frequency, right? Because it's easier for us to go, oh, this person did this to me, and stay stuck in that victim mentality. But all that's going to create for you is more of the same. More people that don't respect your boundaries, more people that dishonor you, right? Until you go, hang on, no, what were the ways that I didn't have strong enough boundaries? What were the ways that I dishonored myself? You will continue to create and perpetuate the cycle. So what we need to do is we need to learn to forgive ourselves as well, right? Because sometimes it's our patterns and programs that have caused us harm, right? And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, that it's actually us. But what we want to do is we want to take responsibility without blame. Because what happens when we hold on to blame and we cling to blame and shame and guilt is we create more of the same. We attract more things that are going to make us feel ashamed, more things that are going to see us blaming ourselves. And guilt attracts punishment. We attract punishment when we hold on to guilt. So it's important that we just go, okay, wow, no, I am the creator. But you know, that's shown me my pattern and program. That pain point that I experienced showed me that pattern and program pretty clearly, right? And I have an opportunity now to actually do something about it, right? But in order for me to do something about it, I first must forgive myself. So let's do that now, right? Permission to forgive myself. I want you to consciously decide that you are ready to forgive yourself today, ready to actually create something new, to create a life that you love. I want you to make that choice in your mind. What is it that you want to create differently? If you don't want more pain and you don't want more hurt, disappointment, what is it that you do want? More love, more connection, more honesty, more freedom. Good. And permission, consciously giving yourself permission to forgive yourself. Good. I'm going to bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to forgive yourself. Deep breath in. Hold on. As I bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to forgive yourself. Good. Forgiveness sets us free. So let's sit with permission to be free, right? Permission to be free. I give myself permission here and now to be free. Permission to be free. Consciously deciding to free yourself through forgiveness. And I'm going to bring it in, deep breath. Hold on, as I bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to free yourself through forgiveness. Breathe. Good. Okay, so now we can look at moving forward, right? So I want you to sit with permission. It's permission to move forward. Permission. So we're doing lots of permissions today. Reclaiming our power, reclaiming our choice. Permission to move forward. I give myself conscious permission to move forward. I now choose to move forward with grace, with ease, with love in my heart. Good. And we're just going to ask that your higher mind treat any blocks to moving forward here and now. And just breathe. Blocks to moving forward. Breathing. Blocks to moving forward. Good. Blocks to moving forward. Breathing. So let's release all blocks to moving forward with a deep breath in and out. We're going to bring in permission and safety around moving forward here and now. Deep breath in. Hold as I bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to move forward. You now have permission to move forward with grace and with ease. Good. Good, okay. So we're just going to quickly sit in some pain and honor that pain so that we're doing a lot of the belief systems around moving forward, but we actually want to allow ourselves to honor the pain in the subconscious mind so that we're not attracting more pain as well. Right? The belief systems are creating the new structure, but we still need to shift the energy of the emotion as well to move forward. So close your eyes and just remember you're totally safe. Absolutely safe because we're here and now and nothing from the past can hurt us. It may be a little bit uncomfortable, but we're here, we're neutral, we're in our power, and I'm here supporting you. Pain. Observe how your body responds when I say pain. Is the pain physical, mental, or emotional? Pain. Breathe. Breathe the deepest breaths you've taken all year. Sitting with the pain, but staying neutral in the mind. We're not feeding the pain in the mind, which means we're not creating more. We're able to actually transmute and process the pain. Breathing. allowing the pain, staying neutral, using the breath. Good, let's release the attachment to all pain. Deep breath in. And out. Good. Okay, so now let's sit in love. Give yourself a hug. You've earned it. Right. Oh, whatever we create here and now, we'll create more of. So why not create some love? Some love for yourself. So what I want you to do is think about, if you can't just bring in love for yourself at this point, I want you to think about something or someone that you really love. A pet, perhaps. Love. Allowing yourself to be a magnet for love by creating love in this moment, feeling it really deeply. Love. Good. Beautiful. Okay, so now we're just going to sit with peace. Peace, trusting that you're exactly where you're supposed to be, that everything that's happened needed to happen in order to get you to this point so that you can move forward with the wisdom, the resilience, the knowledge, the courage that you need to live up to your true potential, to unlock that next level of success for you. Peace. Letting that sensation of calmness and trust, patience wash over you. Peace. Wonderful. Okay, good. I want you to give yourself permission to choose something new, right? We touched on it briefly before, but I want you to focus on what is it that you want to choose. What new thing do you want to choose for yourself, right? Because we want to replace all of that past energy with something new and occupy that space with something more serving, right? So do we want more love, more connection, more peace, more joy, more purpose, more freedom? What do we want? And just give that, whatever that thing that you want, give it a symbol, a letter in your mind. And just permission to choose something new. I'm going to bring it in. Deep breath in. Hold on as I bring in permission to choose something new for yourself, to create something new. Good. And so focus on your symbol of what you're creating. Good. And I'm also just going to bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to begin again. Deep breath in. Hold on, as I bring in the belief that you are safe and ready to begin again. That this is the first moment of the rest of your life. Hold. Good. Well done. I'm just going to give you a quick balancing and then you can get on with your day, focusing on what it is that you want to create rather than recreating more of the same or the past. Okay, so let's just take a nice grounding breath down through the crown, bringing it into the body and letting it go out of the feet. Okay. We just ask the higher mind to balance and align all energy centers and systems, subtle bodies and dimensions, physical functions, systems, organs, cells, chemical reactions, responses, hormones, left brain and right brain, clearing anything that isn't serving, any hooks, cords, ties to the past, and anything that isn't yours. With a deep breath in, into equilibrium, harmony and power, exhaling that breath down and out. Good. And I'm going to give you a quick visualization to tie this work in today so that you can practice creating something new. So think about your symbol that you've got for the thing that you want to create. Okay. And I just want you to visualize the color blue swirling around your head. As we ask the higher mind to tie to the color blue this symbol, this ability to create the new, as well as safe to relax, safe to let go, safe to create space, safe to release the past, safe to forgive yourself, to be free, to move forward, to choose love and peace, and to choose to begin again. And just keeping that symbol in the mind's eye as we tie around this symbol the color blue, blue, blue. And let's just breathe down through the crown the color blue. Sending it down and out through the feet, exhaling it out blue. Good. Excellent. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope that you've enjoyed this session on letting go. If you have any questions, then please reach out if you want to jump on a free clarity call to determine what it's going to take for you to get to your next level of success. Then please reach out. I'm here to help. My name is Elle. Big love from me.